Reading another client story or case study from Quantum Journeys, Tales of Multidimensional Healing and Discovery. This is written by myself and 18 of my students and graduates from Quantum Journeys Hypnosis Academy. This one's called Peace After a Loved One Passes. This client came to me because her husband had passed away 3 years prior of brain cancer. And he said some very cruel things to her shortly before her death as a result of the illness that he was dying from and the combination of medications that he was taking for that illness. Specifically, she said that her soul felt crushed. Needless to say, these being his parting words to her hadn't set well, and she found herself questioning his love for her throughout their 40-plus year marriage. She wanted a sense of closure and peace with her perception of him and their life together. I put her into a trance state, and we went to her hallway of answers. I asked her which doorway revealed itself as the doorway that she needed to explore to resolve these issues. She found it. We went through it, at which point she found herself on a train heading west. She was surprised to discover that she was a man, and her name was Aaron. Aaron's wife's name was Mary. They were heading west to start a new life. As she fast-forwarded through this, he discovered they died unexpectedly of natural causes, leaving Mary to forge ahead with this new life with their young children, but without Aaron. He was bereft. The consciousness that was my client in the session said she realized that this was one of Aaron's exit points for that lifetime, but she didn't feel ready to leave now that it had finally happened. Her spirit, like Aaron, stuck around for a while to oversee Mary and their children before moving on to continue its soul's journey. Then my client landed in another lifetime in the 1920s as a female and happily discovered that she was married to the same partner, though their genders were reversed this time. They owned and lived on an orchard, and her husband's name in this life was Robert. Robert was previously Mary. They lived to a ripe old age and had many children together, one of which she recognized as her sister in this current lifetime. She went through a brief and easy death in that lifetime and landed in yet another place, one that she struggled to put words to. In this new place, she found many beings that she thought might be other souls, and they were happy and filled with light. These were not the lost souls that she had encountered while she was Aaron, who chose to stick around on the earth plane because he didn't want to leave Mary. I asked her to describe what she meant, and she said that when she chose to stick around for Mary, when she was Aaron, and their children, he was in a darker, denser place that was populated with many lost souls, but he just tried to ignore them because he was there for the specific purpose of his family. His only focus was overseeing his wife and children. But this new place was the place that the soul went to when they finally let go and moved into the light. And it's where my client's soul went in between every lifetime, she said. It was very familiar for her. I asked how many lifetimes she shared with this particular partner, her husband in this life that had recently passed. And she said, without hesitation, 7. And then she smiled. There was no judgment in this new place of light that she was in, no sense of feeling sad at leaving the previous lifetimes that she had just encountered. There was a greater vantage point where one could glimpse into these human lives without feeling emotionally bound to them, she explained. She felt very peaceful, loved, and supported, but she was not yet welcomed as it wasn't her time to join them. I then invited the soul that was her husband in this life to please visit with her now so she could gain the closure she was requesting. And he showed up on something, she said, that looked like a cosmic surfboard. He said that he was so sorry for those last words that he said to her, and he blamed it on faulty machinery. He said it was the diseased brain in that body that was speaking to her. It was not his soul. The consciousness of his body and brain were temporary and not the same consciousness as his soul. His soul loved her forever and all time. It said that she was his favorite and that he'd been surfing the universe waiting for her to join him. I asked if there were any other doors that we needed to explore, any other lifetimes or souls that she needed to visit, and she said, no, we are in alignment now. And that was coming from her highest self. You could tell there was a difference in her voice when she said that. She was very at peace when she said, no, we are in alignment now. Thank you. I emerged her gently, and she just sat there for a good 10 minutes in silence with tears of joy streaming down her face. And when she got up to leave, she was no longer walking hunched over or with the limp that she had like a slight limp. It wasn't super obvious, but I noticed it when she had first arrived. We hadn't done any specific healing work on her body, so we were both a little surprised. And then she said she felt lighter than she could ever remember feeling. A week later, this client sent me a text message saying, I still feel connected to my husband, but in a light and joyful way. You have no idea how this has changed my entire life. And then just a little footnote from me, because I wrote this story of one of my clients. I don't have the right to speak on the validity of this phenomenal experience for my client or to offer up my own personal beliefs. All I can say is that she came to me with a request to resolve her pain, and all I did was help her find the parts of her that could do exactly that. I didn't know where we were going to go, where we would end up. Did she actually communicate with the spirit of her departed husband? Maybe. Did she receive the resolution that she was seeking? Most definitely. Did she feel better about her marriage and her life as a result of this quantum journey session? Absolutely. Would it have been helpful of me to point out that there's scant scientific evidence that what she experienced was objectively or measurably real? I don't think so. Do you? The one thing I stand firm on in my sessions is that what I teach with Quantum Journeys Hypnosis, what I teach to my students is to let our clients have their own unique experiences, whatever they may be, in a space of acceptance and support, without us imposing any of our own beliefs or skepticism upon them. I hope you enjoyed this story. Again, it's out of Quantum Journeys, Tales of Multidimensional Healing and Discovery. That one was written by me. There's also 18 other authors that are all students and graduates of Quantum Journeys Hypnosis Academy. Go like and subscribe and follow if you want more. I'm going to go through most of the ones in this